Hey everyone, how's it going? Had a request from Seasonal Hat over in Malaysia to do a little bit more on driving a manual car, specifically regarding rev matching. So today we're going to go through that a little bit. And essentially what rev matching is when your engine speed is going at a certain RPMs and you're going to put that car into a different gear. As you know, when you change gears, the RPMs change as you go higher. If you're going 60 miles an hour and you're in fifth gear and you switch to sixth, the RPMs are going to drop, right? So, but when you step in on the clutch, you're essentially disengaging the transmission from the engine. So the RPMs are going to drop to its idle RPMs, which is probably somewhere between 800 and 1,000 RPMs. So when you're going to go back into gear, the engine's going to spool up. So you want to provide gas to the engine, get the gears and the transmissions in sync so that it's a smoother shift. You'll do this when upshifting, you'll do this when downshifting. When downshifting, it's definitely, you have to give it way more gas than compared to when you're upshifting, because when you're upshifting, if you're quick enough, you'll still catch it while the RPMs are dropping. Very old cars drop super quick, so it's even more important then. But in any event, let's dive in and give it a look. Okay, so let's get started with rev matching. So as I went over in the last video, to get the car rolling, you're going to give it gas, let out the clutch slow, and the car is going to get rolling. Here you can see we're going to head out of this parking lot. I'm going to go onto the highway for this. All right, I change it to second, I give it gas. Actually, I have the auto blip on, so I'm going to turn that feature off, put my car into normal mode so you can see a little better. RPMs dropped. I'm going to give it about 2,000 RPMs here. Went into third gear and it was perfect, right? You're going to have to learn your engine in regards to what speed you're going and which engine it's going, what engine speed it's going to want to be at. So now I'm going into second, so I'm going to give it gas, going onto the highway. All right, so obviously I went through that rather quickly because I'm merging onto the highway. But here we are on the highway. I'm going 65 miles an hour in sixth gear. If I want to go down to fifth gear, my car is currently at about 2,500 RPMs. I'm going to need that to bring that up to probably 32, 33. And you don't have to be exact. As long as you're in the range, it'll be smooth. So I'm going to put the car into fifth, give it about 3,000 RPMs, and you can see that was pretty perfect. So I overestimated, and 3,000 was really the spot to be at. And now I'm going 3,000. As you saw, 2,500 was the right spot for this when you go into sixth gear. So go into sixth, give it about 2,500, and the car was smooth. So that's really all there is to rev matching. You have to learn what engine speeds, what speed the car is going, and what engine speed is appropriate for the different cars that you're driving. But really it's about just giving that car gas. And even if you're slow, you saw when I came onto the highway, my feet were just going and I was quick. But if we did it slower, there's nothing wrong with that. So like now, I'm going to step on the clutch, the car is completely in neutral and I'm rolling 65 miles an hour. I want to go back to sixth gear. I'm going to give it 2,500 RPMs, let out the clutch, and we're rolling. It was super smooth. My passengers would not have felt a jerk in the car, and if they didn't know the difference between an automatic and a manual, they wouldn't have even known this car was not an automatic, right? So that's helpful. Now let's say we're going 63, we really want to accelerate, we're going to go to fourth gear instead of fifth. We're going to have to give it more gas, probably about 4,000 RPMs. So let's give that a try. Once again, I'm going to do it slow. Clutch completely in normal, RPMs have dropped to under 1,000. I'm going to give it 4,000 RPMs of gas, and there we go. It was more like 3,500. Upshift, give it gas again, let out the clutch. Sixth gear, give it about 2,000, let out the clutch. And if you notice what I'm really doing, when you get better and quicker, you don't have to give it gas and hold it. You could really just give it a nice blip on the gas and it will go up rather quickly. Here we're coming to a stop. I'm going to downshift. Third gear, give it about 2,000 RPMs. It actually wanted to be closer to 3,000, but by giving it gas, it helped. That's why you don't have to be perfect. So my exit's coming up on this highway, so I'm going to start downshifting here shortly because it's right over this overpass. So I'm in 6th gear. I'm going to go to 5th, give it some gas, let out the clutch. I'm going to go to 4th. I'm in neutral, give it about 2,000 RPMs, let out the gas. We're slowing down. We're going 40. Now we're going to do the same thing, go to 3rd, but I'm going to get a little further ahead. All right, I'm in neutral. Put the gear in 3rd, give it about 2,500 RPMs, let out the clutch. And now we're engine braking. This is downshifting. I'm going to do the same for 2nd. And now you can see I barely had to use the brake, but I did use the brake anyway because you want to signal to the people behind you that you're coming to a stop. So lightly on the brake. Get the car rolling. Give it gas. Let out on the clutch. All right, let's get the car rolling. We're in 1st. In on the clutch, give it gas, let out on the clutch. We're in 2nd. In on the clutch, move it to 3rd, give it gas, let out. We're in 3rd. And I'm going to go to 4th, and that'll probably be it for this road since it's rather slow. So in on the clutch, we're rolling 30, give it about 2,000, and that was kind of spot on the money, and there you go. And that's how to drive a manual transmission smoothly by Rev Matching. All right, guys, so that's really all there is to driving a manual car and Rev Matching, downshifting, went through it all. I know it's rather quick. It's hard that I'm not there with you guys, but feel free to send me a message, leave comments. I'm more than happy to respond, help out. And if you're in a car one day, need some quick minute advice, more than happy to jump on a quick phone call if that's something that would be helpful, maybe even a FaceTime. So anyway, let me know how this video was, and we will chat soon. Let me know what you want to see next.